Hey guys, we're in Jurerê in Florianopolis, and today we're going to be taking a deep dive into Jurerê as a neighborhood, both Jurerê and Jurerê Internacional. I'll explain the distinction in today's episode. So this is starting a series really about breaking down Florianopolis, helping you to just get a feel for what the different areas are like, what they offer, what kind of amenities there are, etc. So we're going to start with Jurerê and Jurerê Internacional, and in many ways Jurerê and Jurerê Internacional is Florianopolis premium area. Now a few years ago when I first moved to Florianopolis, this is back in 2015, Jurerê was quite seasonal. All of this you see here now wasn't here. So there's lots of restaurants, cafes, ice cream parlors, real estate agencies, other high-end shops and things along here. So this wasn't here. So a lot of this has come with new buildings. This side of Jurerê tends to have a lot more condos. If I show you behind me here, there's one of the last bits of land that is seafront that will inevitably be developed into a high-end condo at some point. There's a very nice one just a little ahead of us called Oceana that's coming up. We've got some units for sale there, very luxurious. So this part of Jurerê has really been lots of development with condos going up, with nice facilities and those kind of things. It's become very high end. And of course then further south from here along the beach, it's all the same stretch of beach, is Jurerê Internacional, known for its kind of Beverly Hills feel with its mansions, etc. And so you get some so there you would have the most expensive real estate in Florianopolis. So just so you can kind of see what the streets are like here, they're wide, they're organized, there's very little, I would say, visual pollution, which a lot of areas can be victims of in Brazil, depending on the type of shops they have and the very colorful and bright signs and things. But here it's really organized. I mean, just take a look at the level of finish of shops and things. So it really has if I can say this, it does have a first world appeal. I mean, many people say of Santa Catarina that it's a different Brazil down here, and that's not to take anything away from other parts of Brazil. And actually there are some very nice cities in different places in Brazil. You got to remember it's a country that has continental proportions. But on the whole, in Santa Catarina, the level of infrastructure and things, particularly in cities like Florianopolis, in certain premium neighborhoods, Balneário, Camboriú, Itapema, Praia Brava, Itajaí, Porto Belo now as well, the level is fantastic. So sometimes you could maybe describe Santa Catarina and cities like Florianopolis as being European with a Brazilian flavor. That's one way I would describe it. And that says a lot about the kind of colonization of this region in Brazil. A lot of the people who, I guess, colonized the south here were pre- and Second World War Europeans, mainly for agriculture. Climate is different as well. It's more seasonal. It's not always hot all year round, so maybe it doesn't lend itself to being on the beach all day, every day. And people tend to have a good work ethic here and get stuff done. So yeah, a bit of a look then at Jurerê Tradicional. We're now heading towards Jurerê Internacional, so I will show you more there. If you're curious about apartments in this part of Jurerê and stuff, it's difficult to find anything for under 2 million reais, particularly like a two-bed. There are some compact studios. There are projects that are launched that are cost-price projects. Those projects at the early stages, you'll find stuff, compact units, by the way, like maybe some as small as 20 square meters. Those things you could find at pre-launch for under 500,000 Apartments here, premium end. If you're looking at penthouses on this side, you're probably looking around 7 million, something like that. You get a nice, decent sized apartment for like 3 million. Good 3-bedroom apartment for 3 million reais. And then when you go towards more this side and beachfront, beach views, then prices go up quite a bit. Just to give you an idea about Oceanic, if I turn this round, you should see some cranes there. So that project is going up. Apartments off plan there are starting for around 8 million reais, and that doesn't necessarily have a direct sea view, ocean view, larger apartments there. You're looking at now at this stage at least 25 million reais. So just to give you a feel, so for those who don't know, my name is James Rocks. I'm from Rocks Investments, which is a real estate agency specialized in helping internationals invest here, whether that's for pure investment or interest as well in the Viper program, the Golden Visa program that Brazil offers as well. And we take care of pretty much everything for the client, helping them getting their paperwork ready, due diligence on the property, selection of property, money transfers, and also have very good legal team that we can refer you to as well. So, okay, let's look a bit more at Jurerê Tradicional. As I say, there's a distinction between Tradicional and International. One of the things that would be good for you to know about Jurerê is that it's very well served now with amenities. So you've got like a sports academy. Paris Saint-Germain had a soccer, football is the real word for it, academy there as well. There are lots of gyms, supermarkets. So Jurerê and Jurerê Internacional, it's a very complete neighborhood. It's very self-sufficient. You have good options for lunch, good supermarkets to go to, convenience stores, and entertainment as well. And we'll see a bit more of that in a second. So before heading to Jurerê Internacional, I'll just show you a bit of the site, Oceana, which is really like the premier project now in Jurerê. Going to have a boutique hotel in one of the towers. There's going to be some really nice amenities open to the public, and of course the private space for residents is going to be quite something as well, and directly on the beach. So it's going to be an amazing project, and of course that's going to elevate things here in Jurerê as well. I think that will set a new standard for beachfront stuff. You saw the land that's a bit further ahead there. So I imagine that will, in the future there'll be something similar. But one thing to note as well, actually, is in terms of sea view options, like ocean view options from Jurerê as well, they're not all that plentiful as well. So there are not too many condos that are directly on the beach. And some of the stuff you see behind me as well, as stuff is built here on the front, that's going to obstruct sea views that these have as well. So one of the things is with Jurerê, if it's not ocean front, you can't promise an ocean or a permanent ocean view as well. So what has an ocean view today, well, in 3, 4, 5 years time, that might not be the case. But nevertheless, it's a very pleasant place to live. Of course, it's very safe. There's a lot of, just so you know, there's a lot of security cameras here and things. It's a difficult area to, there's not too many accesses into Jurerê. You can come from the main highway, or you can come from Canas Vieiras via Canas Jurerê to get here as well. So let's just say you don't have people, coming here to burgle houses, that kind of thing. There's a good police presence as well. So in terms of safety, I mean, you'll see this, particularly with the houses. There's no fences. there's no gates, there's no barbed wire, there's no electric fences, which is, very different to some of the most luxurious areas you'll see in Sao Paulo, the city itself. You got a lot of wealth there. It's a financial hub. But actually, in terms of safety in those areas, every house has a high wall, electric fence, security system, cameras, everything you can imagine. Because let's just face it, some bad stuff can go down in those places. Whereas Jurerê, for that reason, that's why many people comment that it's like the Beverly Hills or Miami of Brazil. And people are unaccustomed in Brazil to not having more security, high walls, all of that. Here as well, there's some hotels, some nice hotels with good good amenities and stuff on the beach here in Jurerê. So they're nice places to stay as well. So there's a couple of resorts here. I'll show you the other one as well, by the Open Shopping in Jurerê Internacional. And, short stay Airbnb is a very big thing here, whether that will be apartments or even houses as well. It's very popular for groups to rent a mansion during the summertime here. So Florianopolis, just so you know, is a very Airbnb friendly city, and Jurerê is no exception. The majority of not the majority of houses, but there are lots of Airbnb houses on offer. Some will like this. A lot of the apartments will be just saying hi to someone I know. A lot of the apartments are very Airbnb friendly. What I find in this region in Brazil, if it's ultra luxury, like the condo, maybe somewhere like Oceania, then they'll have a policy that you cannot rent out your unit for less than 3 months. So when you get to that very, let's say, ultra luxury, and the clientele, let's say, or the residents or owners, because it may just be a holiday home for someone as well, in those cases, they really want their privacy, they really want their privacy, they really want their security. So when it's ultra high-end luxury, then it's not compatible with short stay. But the majority of condos, somewhere like Jurerê, are Airbnb friendly. And of course, if you have a house here, that can be Airbnb'd or rented out without restrictions. Okay, so we're now in Jurerê Internacional, and there is an open shopping center here, which I'll swing around so that you can see. So this is the older part. So a mix of stores, restaurants, coffee shops, things there. So lots of good options. This particular part is a little older, and then there's a newer part as well. So here's a new development. I have some ocean views that is being delivered now. There'll be some retail space here, but all of this is very pleasant, very secure as well. This is the main avenue in Jurerê Internacional, Avenida Búzios. So lots of nice mansions along here. Jurerê Internacional is actually quite a large neighborhood. It was, I can't remember the name of the architect who designed it, but it was someone from Florida, state of Florida. There was a master plan for the entire area, and it's come out really well. It's a real example for many places in Brazil of infrastructure, security, and has transitioned from something where people maybe have a summer home to, a very upper, let's say, upper end residential neighborhood that's very well served. So this is part of open shopping here. There's Campanario, which is a resort hotel that goes out to the beach here as well. There's the development that I was showing you as well. So these spaces at the bottom, this is all going to be opened up, and it's going to be commercial space. So it's a very nice part of Florianopolis. And as a neighborhood, you have pretty much everything you need here for day-to-day stuff. So it's nice places to come out with the family as well. We're just going to come out in this part of the open shopping in a food court area where they have a stage as well, where they have some live performances. And you'll see, it's no longer the tourist season here. This actually, for me, this is like the best time of year because the weather's nice. I mean, the weather's not bad year round, but it's still, compared to England, this is, I still consider this summer, even though we're technically autumn here. Less tourists. It's busy enough. Here's the stage. Okay. Now swing around here. You have a variety of, food places and things. Very family friendly here in Jureré. It used to be the party capital of Florianopolis, and there's still lots of nice clubs and things here, but their size has been restricted, and also their times, what they can function to as well. So, you do get concerts here in places like Piedozzi. You have got, good nightlife here, but it's not as wild as it used to be. And that's partly because just pressure from residents has become more residential here. It's become more family friendly, and those things. So this bit here will lead us out to the beach as well. So I'll show you that in a second. Okay, so coming away from the open shopping, there's lots of parking actually here. Lots of people come from outside of Jureré to come to Jureré as well. There's a club here behind, one of the nightclubs, 300. It's been a few years since I've been there. How they would basically work is, as a guy, you would pay a certain amount for your consumption going in, maybe 500 reais, and then you can just use that as credit whilst you're in there. And if you go in that, you pay an additional amount. They function in the afternoon and function at night, but I believe the closing hours have, or what time they're allowed to go to, have been greatly restricted. They did used to have more external area, but the local authorities really cut them back. What you'll find in Florianopolis is environmental laws are very strong. So if you start building out onto, this kind of native vegetation on the beach and stuff, you're going to get in hot water with the local authorities. So they really cut down on a number of the beach clubs here. Okay, but they're still able to, though their private space is restricted, they're still allowed to serve people on this part of the beach. And you'll see here that things are very, very busy. There you go, Saturday afternoon, Jureré. Say hello. Where are you from?
From Brazil,
from Florianopolis, or?
Of course, yes.
Okay, and would you say that Florianopolis is the best place to live in Brazil?
Yes, of course.
And which is the best neighborhood? You chose. Where are you originally from?
From here?
No, but from Florianopolis, or are you from another city?
From the countryside.
From the countryside, but you chose to come and live in Florianopolis?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm making a video for internationals.
I've lived all around the world, and
Have
I
you?
chose Floripa.
This is what I say. I'm from the UK, but for me, I would.
Really?
Yeah.
I've lived in London before.
Really? Oh, fantastic! Lovely to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
And what I would say to people is, I don't want to go back to London. I don't want to go back to the UK. I wouldn't change Florianopolis
10
for
days
anyone.
a year is great.
That's it. Enjoy curry. Have some nice food in England, And also when I go back to England, I'm reminded of why I don't live there, principally the weather.
Yeah.
As,
It's disappointing.
it's disappointing. So you're saying that Florianopolis is the place to be?
Yes, it is.
No, awesome.
I'm sure.
There you go. Take it from a local who's lived
your
around the
time.
world. Thank you. Take it from someone who's lived around the world. So, yeah, I mean, just look at this place. I mean, this is packed. Here we go. One of the good things about Jureré as well is
Hello.
hey guys, people are very friendly. Corinthians, Palmeiras, Corinthians.
Not to work, not to work. No,
The
say
biggest
mundial.
team in
Say
Brazil.
mundial.
Biggest team in Brazil.
The best Palmeiras.
We've got
Say work, say mundial.
okay.
Palmeiras no have the words.
They're not world club champions like Corinthians. Yeah. What's your name? Sorry.
João Paulo.
João Paulo. James. Prazer, João Paulo. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
And are you from Florianopolis?
No, I'm from Pedreira, countryside São Paulo,
Yep.
but I live in Florianopolis.
What made you move to Florianopolis? Why did you move? What's the motive?
Sorry?
Oh, what made you move? Qual motivo?
I live in because my job, my company, there is a office in Brazil.
And is it a good place to live?
Yes, I love him very much.
Uh-huh.
Living here is a security state. There are a beach and that's good.
Good lifestyle, good security.
What is the channel in YouTube?
Rocks Investments.
Investments.
Yeah, Rocks Investments.
Rocks Air.
Rocks ROCKS Investments.
Okay.
So no, follow us, and you will be on that channel.
I follow it.
So we're telling people, we're just telling people what life in Florianopolis is like, in neighbourhoods like Jureré, Campeche, because lots of internationals are now interested in moving here.
Yes.
So I've been living here for 11 years, and I have a company that sells real estate to foreigners.
Yes, I think this is life quality.
Yep.
Is very good. The people prefer to move in for here because the security, quality life, and this paradise.
Yep, I think you've summed it up well. So thank you ever so much, João Paulo.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. God bless, buddy. The name of the channel is Rocks Investments. Rocks Investments. Let me give you.
Okay.
Wait there. Maybe I have a card. Do I have a card?
The card.
Let me see if I got a card. I think I have a card. Yes. Thank you, guys.
Muito obrigado.
Obrigado vocês.
Muito obrigado.
From England, but I live here. Yeah, England. Yeah.
Where is there? City.
Cheltenham, near Bristol.
What's your team in England?
When I was a child, it was Manchester United.
Oh, easy.
Okay. Rooney was very good. Now that I'm an adult, I'm half Irish, so I say Celtic now. So
What's your team here?
who knows? Maybe Corinthians.
Yes, very good.
I think that was the right answer. You got to be careful. What was I saying? One of the great things about the beach here as well is the water is very calm, so it's very swimmer friendly. On the east part of the island, where you have like Ingleses, Santinho, Barra da Lagoa, Campeche, Praia Mole, they're all very good for surfing. However, the undercurrents are very strong, so you need to be very, very careful. But if you're looking for calm waters, Jurerê Internacional is great. Daniela is great as well. So a bit of a tip there. So yeah, that's a look for you at the beach in Jurerê Internacional. And I think what I'll do is I'll just show you what some of the houses are like, particularly along the beachfront here, and just give you an idea as well about how much that costs as well, just so you have an idea. So if you just look here, one of the good things as well about Jurerê Internacional is the alleyways. So you can walk from one end to the other end quite easily. So this alley here, it runs the whole course of, olá, tudo bem? Runs the whole course of Jurerê Internacional. And these houses in Jurerê Internacional, this is really the closest you get to beachfront as well. So they do have, if you're privileged enough to have one of these houses along here, you do have an undisturbed ocean view. Now there is the vegetation that is permanent, that cannot be messed with. Florianopolis, I've said earlier, enforces quite strictly its environmental laws, which is a good thing, because you know that they're going to preserve the greenery, they're going to preserve nature around. That applies to beaches. That applies to, Florianopolis is very mountainous, very hilly, and that applies to those hills as well. So you get a nice mix in places of the ocean, the urban, and the greenery, the forest as well. And it's in great places with like waterfalls and stuff as well. For mansions on the beach, what are you going to pay realistically? So you got to remember, it's a very, it's a high ticket Jurerê for a number of reasons. Florianopolis, compared to the national average in Brazil, is higher. It's in the top 4 cities. And Jurerê Internacional, for being really the premium area in Brazil, is your highest ticket here. So if you're looking for a home right in front of the beach here, typically you're going to pay somewhere between 20 to 40 million reais, depending on land plot, size of the construction and things like that. Normally there are single plots. This must be one of the last remaining ones here in Jurerê. Even land plots here further back from the beach, they go for about 3 million reais. I can imagine that because of its position being a lot more. Usually houses are built on single plots, but you have examples where houses are built on, much larger mansions are built on double plots as well. And as you get further away from the beaches, there are some gated communities still in Jurerê, but it seems a bit redundant. You don't really do that. If there is a gated community, it's probably more likely for people who are from Sao Paulo, who are used to having, lots of security, just to make them feel secure. In terms of cheapest house prices in Jurerê Internacional, really you're looking at 4 million reais upwards. Further back, older houses, I think really 5-6 million. You get some newer houses, 7 million, that's more of a healthy budget. Getting up to 10 million, 15 million, and of course as you get closer to the beach, that goes up. As I say, there aren't too many homes and condos with ocean views or full-on frontal ocean views because of the vegetation. It's also Jurerê itself is quite flat. As you go to Jurerê, it's quite hilly, so you have some houses on elevations which have some really nice views. And as you go to other areas further south on this side of the island, particularly Cacupé, there's a lot more houses built on the side of a hill, on a slope. So in that case, you will get more ocean views. We've just passed here as well, another club as well. This is Amo Beach. Very nice, lots of very pleasant places for a meal, for a coffee, for a drink. I'll show you a bit what a typical street is like in Jurerê Internacional. So they're quite calm, very residential. Of course, you do have the concentration of commercial areas with all the amenities there, which is all like within a walking distance as well. It is a very pleasant area to be out walking in. Streets are very peaceful. Some of these cars would be people, because we're close to the beach at the moment, just 1 block from the beach essentially. So some people will park in these streets, but as you get further back, then less people will park there as well. So as you can see, you know, houses are open. There's no security fencing. You know, for wealthy people who live here, it's very secure. Feels very secure for them. So it's a real, in that Brazilian context, it's a real privileged part of Brazil to be living in, and in the world, to be honest. It's as we say in England, it's not too shabby here. Another point about Florianopolis as well. So, you know, you do see wealth on display here, and there is a lot of wealth in Florianopolis. One of the ways that wealth has been described, and this is a contrast with some of the other, you know, wealthy centres within Santa Catarina, such as Balneário Camboriú, is that they use the phrase here, discreet luxury. So wealth is here, it's prevalent, but people don't always want to flaunt it. Maybe some nice houses are even quite hidden away in some locations. Of course, in Jurerê, it's all open for you to see. But I would say different to Balneário Camboriú and Praia Brava Itajaí, people are less preoccupied with flaunting wealth in Florianopolis. Yeah, so this is Jurerê Internacional. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you'd like to know more about Florianopolis, Golden Visa program, property investments here, then, you know, do get in touch. Do follow and like the channel as well. We're going to be showing more areas, more neighbourhoods in Florianopolis, and I'm going to show you the good and the bad as well, and just give you an honest assessment as well. Obviously, we've started today with kind of premium area, but with, you know, there's some great up and coming areas in Florianopolis that present some really good opportunities for savvy investors. There's more accessible tickets here as well to get on the property ladder, or even for lifestyle. Just one final thing about Jurerê as well. Obviously very nice, but it's, in the grand scheme of things, you know, compared to Europe, compared to the United States, eating out here is cheap. You know, going for a coffee is very reasonable. Getting an ice cream is very reasonable. So, yeah, keep watching, and more content coming your way.